What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Before we get started, I'm going to ask you to like and subscribe before we get down to business. I'm super excited. There should be a good video next week because as I speak, FedEx just dropped off a piece of gym equipment on my front door that I need to build to get a review out to you guys for a brand new piece of equipment. I'm not going to tell you what it is right now. You're going to have to stay tuned. I may drop a picture of it on my channel once I get it all built. But today's video is about Rep Fitness, about the Repins, the PEPINs. So if you've seen my other videos since I've had them, you've seen them in their original configuration as well as the upgraded flush pins with the adder weight pins that I swapped out. Well, I had heard this was gonna happen, and just the other day I received a package from Rep Fitness. This package, I believe, went out to people who had purchased the PEPINs, and what it is, and I have the paperwork here, and we're gonna zoom in a minute and look at the pieces of equipment, but this is a spring pin installation. So what they did was, people complained about the original pins that have a ring on them that you use to pull, for the adder weights. They released a new version that they sent out to everyone to swap out those pins for a flush one, which is kind of similar to if you had purchased the eBay Aftermarket one, similar to that, but to be quite honest with you, it's a more robust design than the one from eBay. So I'm gonna turn the camera around so we could take a look at it, talk about it for a sec. I've already installed it. We can go over it now. All right, so here we go. The original adder weight pin that came with this has this ring on it, okay? So you would pull it, you see the pin goes back, and that's what allows you to take the weight off, the adder weight. The new one that they just released removes that ring and adds a flush mount piece here. It's nice and robust, very, very nice feeling. Honestly, the pin, even if you look at them closely, is longer. So I believe it would go in further. It also comes with the tool. I'm sorry that my zoom is not working right away. Now, I did go ahead and already install on here so you can see. Simple installation, super simple. Now, there's one other thing I want to point out here, okay? Because first of all, I will say, when I had this, it was always flipping up. That was a problem, it would hit my hand. That's why I went ahead and bought the eBay version. Now, the ones on eBay, here's one right here. It's not as robustly built as the Rep Fitness replacements. And part of the reason why I say that, and I'm gonna tell you why now, this has like a split shaft. If you look closely, when it's going in and out, the shaft splits, and that's how it pulls the pin. Now there's a problem with that, and they even listed on their eBay listing. When you go to take this out to install the Rep Fitness one, this thing broke completely and was a real pain to get out. There's no nut on it. You see how there's a nut on this basically where you can use a tool to get it out. The ones from eBay don't have that. So when you start trying to pull it out, it was recommended when you first built it to Loctite it. The Loctite is stronger than the metal. And the reason I say that is that split shaft, as soon as you start trying to spin that, you can't do it by hand. At least I couldn't. Maybe you could put a solvent in it. But when I started twisting it with a tool from the head, it broke. Broke to the point where the whole mechanism came out, and then what was left was the sleeve was stuck in the adder weight, okay? And what I had to end up doing was taking a drill with the drill bit, really pressing all my weight on it and reversing it out until the teeth of the bit caught and pulled it out. It's a real pain in the butt. But it's doable and it's not broken. The adder weight's fine. You see I pulled this one out and installed it, and it installed fine with no problem. But this is just something I want to point out to people who already have the aftermarket piece in here, okay? It's gonna break. This one, when I go to take it out, is gonna break. I know it's gonna break unless I get lucky. And then once I pull it out, I'll be putting these in. But I even went back to the eBay listing. They even say on it, basically to expect that it's gonna break. So I wish Rep would have had these weights from the beginning, because it would have saved a lot of time if they would have had these on these at the beginning rather than going for the aftermarket ones to resolve this problem. But the fact that they listened when everyone was talking about this piece, the fact that they listened is huge. And I give Rep a lot of props for that. You know, if this was something that you were concerned about that held you back, I would say keep an eye out for these. They should be sending them to you, I would assume. And if you're looking to pick up the PEPINs now, I'm not sure if they're shipping with these yet. I would assume if they're sending them out to everyone, they're going to, and this is a huge improvement. Sort of a nice middle of the road, because I put the flush pins on the mechanism, you know, for the machine to adjust the weight. Obviously, unless Rep changes something I don't know about, I don't believe you're gonna have that. But this is a nice happy medium, because this makes these handles a lot more comfortable to use. So if you guys have any questions about it, let me know. Again, it was super straightforward to put them in. You know, even if I would have had these, it would have been even easier. Just unscrew it with the tool, put the new ones in. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Make sure you like, subscribe. Make sure you tune in for next week, because we have a new piece of gym equipment that's coming out. Focusing, I'm sorry, may have been a problem in this video, but it was more about me explaining than it was actually seeing, guys. So I'll talk to you next time.